This is the Stepping Razor, the art of war with the Avianics. Sunny Thursday. Sunny Thursday. So much things, man. May I tell you? So much things. So we start out the program. Crime will get worse. Crime will get worse. There are more murders in Jamaica than where COVID are murder people. And the emphasis is on the COVID. I don't understand why is it that we can't say no drop in the murder rate from ever since. I mean, I can't talk about from ever since when, because the 200 guns, brother, gloat over that 1st of January was not so bad. Why don't you add murder go out and say that's so bad? Because I compare it with last year, but a March, we don't know a March so down, and 300 odd people get murdered. You talk about 100 odd persons per month. Per month in a Jamaica, the land of wood and water, and COVID. I don't understand where I go on. It look like, say, them give up, man. Yeah, that's the only thing we can say. Them give up on the COVID and then give up on this thing here. Them only try use what them get from foreign now for stem the COVID thing, which the vaccine is them savior now. But you see it arise and arise because the COVID now going to take effect until the people them get them two vaccination, which we don't even know if them will get the two, because the vaccination shot. And it look like the Indian them decide, say, boy, them have a billion people to vaccinate, so them have to ease up half of the whole heap vaccination where them are send go, so and send go there. So the white people them in America now give them vaccination, because them say them have to vaccinate for them people first. So I know a whole heap of ones at Jamaica who is American citizens now go America go get them vaccine. I tell you. The American them no want to give away the patent to the vaccine making, that other countries can use the patent to them have and make them own vaccine. And that is really a travesty. That is really a travesty. You know, them so-called third world countries and poorer countries, them are withhold the vaccination. It's like a I don't know. It's a ransom thing them I work with. Meanwhile, back a yard, yeah, murder. May I tell you, the COVID is the least, I don't want to say least still, you know, because all the people are dead still, but the murder is the highest ranking thing upon the people in mind. And it is not being addressed properly. When we hear arguments like these, we know it's not addressed.
Murder rises. Whenever the PNP is in power, crime rises. And I keep telling people that you have a greater chance of being murdered in Jamaica than by being hit by a car. We can't live like that in our own country. So the Labour Party makes another commitment to you. Unlike the PNP, who say nothing can be done about crime, the Labour Party don't share that. We believe that there is a lot that we can do to solve crime in this country. There is a lot that we can do to bring down murders in this country. There is a lot that we can do to make you safer in your house and in public spaces.
How long ago we hear that? How long ago we hear that argument? Check, so we want to get through these things. I don't know if people hear. I don't hear it in the news still, but it's something that should be mentioned because it might affect we eventually. That the Suez Canal has been blocked. For those of you who don't know the Suez Canal, it's a shipway that them dig out in like 1860 something. Them open it. It's like Panama Canal. Suez Canal occupies a large portion of water between the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, yes. And it is the shortest way from Europe to go into Asia. So goods and services go through that canal instead of going straight down to the Cape Coast there, Africa, South Africa, there and come up back in Asia. Them use that. Well, apparently the ship them say the ship longer than the Empire State Building. And if you ever look on the ship, how much container they pan it, hundreds of container. I mean, I talk about 20-foot container to hundreds of container. Them don't know, them I say it might take weeks. It might take weeks to move that the ship, which is a problem because, say, them container they have goods and service in there where it's necessary and important to make the wheel of production and economy run. You understand? So it's just a thing. And how it might affect we because if that close up, even though it's not coming our way, but the countries them who send things to we from in them area, they might decide to divert the things that we would have get because the ship them might take too long to move. The ship might take too long to move, so they have to go down, make up back for the losses in Asia, and then now put the things them on the take the things that were supposed to come to you and carry it, go over there. So that is something else to watch for. Meanwhile, in Jamaica now, we are say this we're glad to see a whole heap of artists. I don't know if it's true now, them start to get frustrated because no money now run, but I'm glad to see that a whole heap of artists is making them voice heard against the government, especially against Baby Trump. Yes, a whole heap of artists now are leak out, and attack certain things because them get frustrated now. And welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Because that is the way it is right now out there. Things not nice out there, but last night I did make a recommendation about stage shows in Jamaica. For instance, now, I have seen stage shows keeping in foreign. It's like a drive-in stage show where them allow, just like how you got a drive-in theater in your car, you pay your money and go in the car and you watch the show from your car. And we see some people who spread blanket on top of them car and sit down up there with drinks and all them things there. I enjoy the show. So I don't know if it's something that can happen down here, so because as I say, a whole parties I get frustrated. So maybe we can try it out, or maybe Tony Rebel or Joe could have worked it out. It's not that they'll get the amount of people where it's desirable for a stage show, but at least it will like break the ice for a whole heap of ones. And maybe you can still make some money. 4 people holding a car, them way there, and you drive in and you have security and make sure that the people them keep them distance. Okay, so I was talking about this ship we get stuck in the Suez Canal. It's a really large ship, as we say. Them say the ship long like the Empire State Building. And when me look on a ship, the Evergreen, the amount of things were depend on the ship there. Anyway, it gets stuck in the Suez Canal there. I don't know much people know the Suez Canal, but the Suez Canal is something where them they carve out between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea to move. Okay, all right. Yeah, we soon come. Yes. We are say them make this passageway to make it shorter for reaching to Asia, and Asia for make it shorter for reaching to Europe. You understand? And the ship I got there for a good little while, upsetting a whole heap of people, business and thing. Okay, so we want to talk to a lady here that I'm very glad that she accepted the offer to come and talk on the program. She is a medical doctor and a human rights activist. And it's really the human rights part of it we really want to deal with. But we're in the COVID time we can't separate human rights from medical rights right now. Good afternoon, Miss Gomes.
Hi, Muta. Good to talk to you again.
Mommy, I tell you, long time. And not even a long time neither, but we should have talked more often, given your perspective of certain things in Jamaica, you know. I don't know how you do, you're not running for election.
No, never, please.
Never? Why, with your reason there, man, I tell you, and information where you present. Anyway, I could get right down to it. We know the thing I know. My concern is human rights right now. Right? The human rights of the people them where a whole heap of country are locked down this. We see Canada last night somebody just send me a voice note and them say Quebec locked down, and if them see a walk on the street at 1,000 Canadian dollar, which is $100,000. You know, the government also do some one-away thing. Mr. Holness just do what they want, do and not care about what the people them are say and all them something there. The present lockdown, how you see it? How you see the present lockdown? Is it necessary, and how you see it?
I think if I can take it in a slightly different direction, Muta, what we need to do is we need to stop this virus spreading like how it's spreading.
Yes.
Number one. First thing. Now, is the lockdown going to do that? I'm not so sure. Because it is not doing... Viruses don't only travel at night and on weekends.
Yes.
So you have to stop the virus from spreading. We have to stop contact. So the measures around mask wearing and social distancing, and not packing up the buses and the taxis are important. But we also have to deal with the virus where it is spreading. And most of the government's own statistics say the viruses are spreading in workplace.
Yes, where a whole heap of people work.
Right. So stopping people from leaving the yard is not going to affect, except to go to work. It's not going to affect the spread of the virus.
Yeah.
So
because them still go work and come home back in the evening anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people are staying safe. There are some people who are keeping party and gatherings, and that is across the social structure, social system. But if the main spread seems to be in workplaces, then we have to have a plan to stop the spread in the workplaces. And for me, the lockdown at night does not affect that at all. It's not going to stop the virus spreading in the day. So what we need is a plan that addresses the actual epidemic we have, not a plan to address what, convenient lockdown to say you're doing something.
All right, tell me, what is it that they should implement?
I am trying very hard to get the government to do the thing that they can do, or to call on people to help them to do the thing they're supposed to be doing, which is testing. We should be testing much more. We should make testing available to everybody, everywhere across the island, not only those that can afford it. We should be testing with a simple, easy test, which is not all that expensive and for which funding is available, which you can just do like on your way into work twice a week, so that you can get the results back in 15 minutes and for this test I'm negative, and so my colleagues are negative, and we can go to work and we can work happily.
Yeah. But don't they have driving testing in I think up a Ligonier, something about there. Them have a driving testing place. You just stay in your car and get tests. You know about that?
Does that work for people who don't have cars?
I don't know. I don't know. I never go there yet.
Does that work for people going to work down off a Spanish Town Road?
Okay, no, definitely not.
Right, it doesn't. So we need to be dealing with trying to interrupt it in the most efficient way. Obviously, the more tests, the better. So if you want to just send the people who can afford to go in car out there and test, great, fantastic. But you also need to be proactively going out to people who are walking into their workplaces and testing them. You need to be contact tracing those that come up positive. You have to talk to those who work next to them on the floor or who work next to them in the office. You have to spread out the testing to make sure that nobody around them is positive as well. And then you need to put in place isolation measures. If you're feeling fine, go home and stay in your home and don't talk to your family. Just try and avoid everybody for 14 days. And you finish well when you feel well. When the 14 days done, come back out. So we can do that. We can interrupt it in workplaces. The courts and magistrates' courts are open, Muta. Why are the magistrates' courts open? Yes, they are.
Not by Zoom. Them don't do Zoom in them places.
So, why are they working? And if they have to work, then they have to work on a reduced system, because halfway through magistrates' court.
Yes.
You can't even get through the door without coming close to somebody, much less you go in the courtroom.
Going to the courthouse, yeah. All right. So make I ask you.
That's kind of measures that we need to be taking, not looking out the thing at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Make I ask you something. We see that, I don't know if it's my eyes are bothering me or something, but apparently the banks and JPS and them places there seem to have something in order, a structure, that you don't see as much bungle up as when you go to the government office them. Like the tax office them, I passed one the other day down a crossroad where you go down a crossroad, and the one up a Constant Swinger, so the place down at Kingston there. Why is people always bungle up? Why them don't have some just like the bank, where have people outside, where I tell the people them, say, look here, social distance and make sure you remember your mask. Why them don't have that in the government place?
Absolutely, they should. Absolutely. And you should be able, as much as possible, to be able to pay whatever you have to pay or file whatever you have to file online.
Yes, yeah.
Why did you have to go there to take a picture for your driver's license? Why you can't send them an electronic picture? As much, the government offices should be leading the example for everybody, right? And putting in place a system for people who actually have to come there, so that they don't have to get sick because they had to go there.
Yes. And the social distance is one of the main causes of the spread. Not relating to the protocols of moving away from people, because everybody just up in everybody's face still. And all of them people do have on no mask.
Yeah, exactly. So people are not being guided. And I don't like directing people, I like guiding them. And putting in place, this line is where you have to stop. This is on the ground, you see it? And the next line is 6 feet away. Right?
Yeah, nobody not there to do that. Nobody not there to tell the people them that. Nobody.
No. We're not. We're not guiding people. We're not helping people to understand the importance of it. And we're not making it possible for them to avoid the bungle. Right?
Yes, yeah.
And we're not in places that have to open and produce, like, for example, the bread plant or the bun plant or the water plant, places that have to be open and people have to go to work in them. We need to be making sure they're staying safe by testing. Even when they don't have any fever or anything, test them. Make sure all your workers are free of it on a Monday and they're free of it on a Thursday, and move along.
So what the government say? Them do have the money to do it. Them do have the facility. Them do have the people. What them do have? That's why them not doing that.
I'm not getting I'm not hearing a clear answer. Let's not say it that way. They're not speaking to me, they're speaking to the people. I'm not hearing a clear answer, Mota. I'm hearing, well, it don't make sense when we have this amount of spread. That's not...
It don't make sense. Come again. Wait, who said that? Who said that? It don't make sense when you have this amount. Who said that?
The minister and the
Tufton
said it doesn't... Yes, in a press conference yesterday, you should get the clips on here and the answer.
Tufton say it don't make no difference.
It doesn't add anything. It don't make no difference.
You're serious?
Yeah.
So what I go do? Just lower it then and make it go on how it go and wait till the vaccine.
I can't fathom. I can't speak to people's motive, but what I can say to you is I know they're under pressure. I know they're under tired, but I'm saying to them that they can do other things. If you can manage it as Ministry of Health, then allow private practitioners, engage university students to contact trace for you. And they don't even have to go out to the people that can call them,
Yes.
And engage the retired nurses to go test the people in their workplace, bring in the quick test, hand out the quick test, we have to interrupt the virus, Muta. We don't need to lock it down. We need to interrupt it. We need to stop it.
I agree
the only
with
way
you.
to do that is to know who has it. And since 40% of people who have it don't have any symptoms at all, they never get sick. So the only way
that work? We know that 40% of the people them have it and don't know. We know that. If them don't have it, we know so them have it and don't.
Because when you do widespread enough testing, you get back positives from people who have absolutely no symptoms. And
Yeah, but if
they work out that 40% positivity across the world.
No, but what I say, you find out that there's a certain amount of people have it but don't know so them have it. You find that out when you test them?
When you test them. And you get back positive.
Okay. So, yes.
And you test them, they come back positive. They say, but I'm fine. But you say, but you're positive. You actually have the virus.
Yes. And them need to go quarantine.
They have to go on quarantine, which is why it's so important to contact trace. Because if three of us living in a house, so you feel fine, you're going to work, you're coming home, and you go to work and you get a test and you find out you're positive. So I have to check those two people you live with because you've been living with them, eating with them, talking to them, whatever. Somebody needs to call them. Somebody needs to tell them what to do. Somebody needs to check if they are also carrying it but don't have any symptoms.
Yes. All right. The human rights issue, still upon human rights issue. Somebody working late at night, right? You have people who work late at night and there's an emergency that reach someone where they have to go make a move 10 o'clock at the night. And when they come back from the emergency, them walk. And we are talking about in the inner city because the people, them walk. And the police stop them now and ill-treat them now. What is them rights under the law to deal with that?
Musa, I haven't, to tell you the truth, I haven't read through the whole law, but there has to be some appeal. Well, certainly if the police ill-treat you, because I don't think any law gives the police the right to ill-treat you.
Yeah, which is that them do all the while with inner city people.
Yeah, but there's no law that gives them the right to ill-treat you. It may give them certain powers to fine you, to ticket you, whatever, but there's no law that gives them any right to ill-treat you.
Yeah,
so that is one aspect. But also whether or not they fine you for being out on the road at night and tell you, well, I don't care why you had to go. Your wife had to go to hospital. That is your problem. You know, that there has to be some method of appealing that kind of discrimination, because essentially it's discrimination. And I would think that possibly the public defender would be a place that you could go take his story in order to get that ticket or fine removed. But no policeman, regardless of the circumstances, has any right to ill-treat you.
But it's kind of difficult because you have youth where them not have no bucketive. It's not like a little uptown man where can say I'm going to tell him father or something, man, father, big guys, I think. Him not no bucketive and the police stop him and tell him, say, boy, right now, my granny they take down sick and them call me for go look upon her and the time run late, so I have to just go back home. And the policeman go rough them up and lick them and all them something there. And it's kind of frustrating, and that is why people start to defend themselves now by saying, them now wear no mask, and them now take no vaccine, and them now do this, and them now do that, because how the government work at them, which is the police, them, and treat the youth them on the road. You know, I don't know what can be done about it.
I absolutely agree with you, Musa, and I quite understand, and I do not agree with these measures that rather than engaging people in understanding why you're asking them to do something, you're going to try and beat them into submission. That is a slavery business.
All right, make I ask you something else with this thing, you know. The government say the vaccine will not be mandatory. But we see some implications round the corner argument go on where, for instance, if a workplace decides say them want vaccine them worker and you say you not take it, the possibility that you might lose your work because you don't want to get vaccination, is there anything set in place where the government are going to say, well, that are between you and the company business, or them are going to take the responsibility for say, no, but it's not monetary. Monetary means you have to do it. You know, not monetary means you do it if you want to do it. And if them are going to have stipulations that, like for instance, like the mask thing, where people say you have to wear a mask going to a supermarket or a store. As if I am foreseeing that them going to do the same thing with the vaccine, or you see that?
That is a tough one, Muta, and I am thinking that your thinking is the correct thinking, and it's something that is being resisted at the international level.
Yes.
WHO has some countries some of the big countries say, well, they're going to think about putting in a COVID passport, which means say that if you don't have if you couldn't get your vaccination in your country, you can't travel. And the WHO has said that is the wrong approach. That should never happen because it's going to leave people disadvantaged.
Oh, the WHO said that?
I think, yes. WHO said that. They said that's the wrong approach. But I can see where we are going to get a whole heap of argumentation. And I think that it is something that everybody needs to be prepared. If it is, for whatever reason, it should not, you have to defend whatever as a grown adult for yourself. But I think it's something people should start thinking about. Having said that, I would really encourage everybody to take the vaccine. I really, really honestly would, because it is safe. It has been proven safe. It's gone to hundreds of millions of people now, and they are safe. And it is one thing that you can do to protect yourself from this virus, as well as protect those around you that you love and that you work with.
Right. But can I ask you something? You think that Mr. Tufton and Mr. Holness is doing some things that is outside of the WHO protocols? Why the people them is getting so angry? Are them just following it so much that the people them getting angry?
No, I'm worried that they're not following the WHO protocols, Mota.
Let me ask you, what them not following? What the protocols that them not following?
They're not doing the work around protecting the people by testing. They're not doing as much work as they need to do to protect the people by doing the testing and the contact tracing. And
you think they have the capability to do it more? You think they have the capability to do more, or just lack of resources?
I think it's a lack of inclusiveness. I think that they have not reached out. The Medical Association has been trying to say to them, let us help. The doctors, I know of some of the international bodies that have been trying to reach out to say, let us help you with the testing thing and stuff. And I don't know that they're responding as they should. And so what ends up happening is that they're then doing things that don't reduce the spread as it should. And so people are being blamed for the spread. But I don't know that it is the people. I think that a lot of it is
management.
Failure of education. I don't think you can keep blaming people for things that you also should have some control over, like keeping them safe in the workplace, like making sure government offices operate properly. One of the suggestions I'd made was that there should have been a mask campaign to hand out masks to everybody so that they had the protection. You don't fine people for things that they don't understand and you don't give them the opportunity to do. So not everybody can afford to go and buy a fancy cloth mask. Right?
All right, I can ask you. They got a portion of vaccine the other day, and them just get some more and thing. And we hear that these vaccines is 2 doses you have to take. How long apart you have to get them?
The ones that we are getting now is 8 to 12 weeks apart is the recommended. So somewhere between 8 weeks and 12 weeks for the AstraZeneca, but each of them is different. And they say they're getting some of the Moderna.
All right, so make we figure out this thing, We see that the people them get a first dose. Not everybody who them claims to go and get it, because apparently it run out. It don't run out yet, though. It don't run out.
No, not from the supply that they said they got, and I don't think so. And they're supposed to be getting more, but it's kind of a small amount they've got at first. Yes, I agree.
What would happen? Is it possible that it would have run out for a lot of people when them get the first dose, and it passed over the 12 weeks for them get the second dose. What is the implication of that?
The recommendation is it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. They must just go and get the second one. Whenever
it don't make no difference how long after? It don't make no sense long after?
No, it doesn't make a difference long after. It's the same. It's best when you give it at the time suggested, but it still works even if you get it later.
Okay.
Even if you get it a little later. At least for the AstraZeneca.
Yeah, and then the next question is now, people is suggesting that there is a side effect that will come not now, but maybe a year after you take it, and you're going to have to need to do it again and again and again and again. What you can tell about that as a doctor?
It's not a side effect. It's a consequence of the virus changing and shifting. The viruses are very smart, and they want to live. So, it's not just this virus alone. I mean, the flu vaccine, you have to give that every year because the flu viruses change. Once they see a vaccine out there, then another strain will come, see if they can find a vulnerability. There are a number of vaccines like that, Musa.
So you don't think it going to be a problem for people in terms of next year, next time they have to take a next vaccine, and next year, next time they have to take a next vaccine?
It's potentially going to happen, particularly with the variation and the fact that the world is not controlling the virus very well, and we're not getting the vaccines very fast. So it is a worry. It is a worry that it could happen. In which case, it would be like the flu vaccine, where you would get a booster jab every year. Right? But it is definitely a worry, particularly when the big nations buy up all the vaccine, and so the small nations can't get any or get it very late, and so the more the virus is spreading, the more chance you have for it to vary to the point where the vaccine don't work.
And I'm listening to the news, them not here but abroad, that the companies, especially in America, who have the patent for these vaccines, don't want to give poorer countries so that they can make it themselves in them country. You hear anything like that?
Absolutely. It's so wrong. There's a whole campaign against it led by South Africa.
That's what I hear. I hear South Africa is definitely against, because South Africa could make it by themselves, and Ghana and Nigeria could make it.
Yes. And there's a whole campaign, and not only are they buying them up and not giving to people, but they are also not sharing the formula. But they're also blocking at the World Trade Organization some countries.
The poor countries, so-called.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
rich countries.
Blocking the poor countries from exercising their, a flexibility for pandemic. Yeah. This is something also that the WHO is calling out everywhere,
Yeah, but I remember the first country I hear said this thing is Israel. We said them not giving the Palestinians no vaccination until people start to bawl out now. Them kind of ease up that argument. Say, them do have enough to vaccinate them whole country. Yet it's them responsible for the Palestinians. Them.
Exactly. That was disgraceful. I'm sorry. That was disgraceful. And a real breach of the people's human rights. Absolutely sickening.
All right.
That upset me bad, Mota. And I'm upset about the inequities in the inequalities in access to the vaccine, and the fact that they won't open it up and let other people produce it. So AstraZeneca is the only one so far that has given out and made out these vaccines across the world.
Is it just like the Caribbean Railways here that them give away some free, like Maya Matley gets the first set free and distributed, and Jamaica got some free, but I guess them have to pay for the rest now, which I hear that is $10 something for one of the vial them. You hear anything like that?
There are different prices. The one we're getting from Serum Institute is, I believe, less than that. But I'm not part of the negotiation, and there are different prices for different countries. But what the whole point is, we should not be fighting for it when there is capacity across the world in different countries to manufacture it, but they won't give away the patent and the license. They need to do that. They need to license it to Nigeria, South Africa.
Make them use it. Make them make it themselves.
Make them make the work. Make them make the vaccine for the people. It's foolishness, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not to say you're not asking people to take an inferior vaccine. So you can make sure that this situation and standards are maintained in wherever you give it away to. Right?
Yeah, and given that we don't trust them neither. What people don't trust them.
Yeah, well, I think we can quite safely trust. I sit in a space where I hear about how the WHO evaluates the vaccines. So we can safely trust the WHO. It goes through a lot of processes and a lot of analysis, and it looks at the factory and it looks at batches. And so once they say you're okay to go, I very much trust it. But it's a matter of the people having the knowledge, which the pharmacy companies are keeping to themselves, as to how to make it. Right? So that's nonsense. That's inequity in health. And it's also very useless public health, Muta, because until all of we are free of this virus, none of we are free of it. Not whether you live in America or Australia or the Democratic Republic of Congo or Korea. If you have a case in Jamaica and we can't control it in Jamaica, that is a threat to everybody everywhere and vice versa.
Why is it that we couldn't take the bull by the horn and at the university with medical doctors like you who know certain things? Why there couldn't be a concerted effort to really figure out how to do this thing, given that we have a whole heap of herbs and things, and without you know the medical practitioners, I don't know about you, but I don't know you're not a medical practitioner talking about how you go and get your immune system down to a level where it can fight off that COVID, and everybody's speculating and turning to bushes and all these things. And, you know, we know that there's something in Jamaica, apart from the sun, there's something in Jamaica that we don't tap into, that the medical practitioners don't tap into yet, to deal with this herbal remedy that is necessary and important for people don't get paranoid about America and all these people with them vaccine. As a medical practitioner, how you see that?
There's a lot of work that we need to do, and it's not, some is being done. I mean, we salute Dr. Lowe with his work on ganja and finding the properties and stuff. There's a lot of that we have not bothered to pay attention to in terms of indigenous people's knowledge. So I know that on a visit I had to South Africa many years ago, I was very impressed how they were incorporating the native remedies and treatment.
Traditional herbs,
but also other treatments into the practices of the hospitals there. But I agree with you, we don't take enough time. But to this point in time, this virus has been proven to be very, very smart. And it dodge and bob and weave, depending on what you throw at it. And in terms of medication, there are very, very few things that have worked for it. And even things that look promising didn't work. But in the meantime, people need to keep themselves healthy.
But if you're saying that, if you're saying that is not a very good argument for giving that you just say the vaccine, people should take the vaccine because...
No, they need to take the vaccine because right now the vaccine works against what we have there. And it has worked for 400 and something million people who are vaccinated across the world.
But that will start happening in January. People are talking about we are going from December to something. People are talking about next year them time, yeah. What going to happen next year them time, yeah, when certain things start happening to them body.
The next year we may need to take a booster, but in the meantime we have to stop this virus from spreading wild, because the more it spreads, is the more it changes, is the more it mutates, is the more it bob and weave and gets away from not only the vaccine but from the treatment.
And you don't see nothing in Jamaica in terms of traditional medicine that can help the people them. Given that, they say never studied.
Not at this moment, no. What I can tell you is that there's some very interesting work being done, which actually just hit the news, that showed if you had the common cold virus a couple of days before or a couple of days after you meet the corona, that the common cold virus, the rhinovirus, fights off the coronavirus for you. But in terms of other medications, no. And the work is going on. The work is going on, you know, but not. I don't have any knowledge of anything here.
I'd like me to ask you, Miss Gomez, if you know, listen, let me say this now, right? Which may start a conversation now. If the university don't make no dig deep scientifically into the traditional herbs and people around the island claim say you have certain things we can help, and the medical practitioners them don't investigate what the traditional things is here for or that can help, why would you want to say that there's nothing here that can help at this moment in time?
I haven't said that, Muta. I said I don't know of anything. Yeah? I haven't said that. I said I haven't heard of anything that is showing that kind of promise. The medical profession not interested in anything. I'm sure that the people up at university are studying it like crazy. I'm sure about that because everybody is working very hard to try and find a way out of this conundrum, out of this dire crisis that we're in, where people are dying and people are getting sick and sick and sick. I'm sure it's being studied, Mota, but that's not where I work. I work trying to use the tools. I'm not a research pharmacologist or anything. I just try to work with the tools I know and the things that work and speak about what I know works and about the vaccine and things like that. But that's not my specialty. I'm sure that there are people investigating right this moment all over the world.
Yeah, okay. Well, give thanks. You know, I mean, you have been quite helpful here. You know,
Thank
the
you
arguments.
For the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give thanks.
Thank you. I hope people are hearing. I hope people are being careful.
No, people are here. People are here. You know.
Yeah, and certainly, I hope that people will take the opportunity if they are ill-treated because of circumstances by any agent of the state, including the police. That must be reported. And
I think them should. I think ones who find themselves in a position they should either. Because you can't ask a police him name in the night. Because I'm going to go back in your face and say, boy, where you asking for my name for? So the number and him shirt, that is one that you have to work with. Or the license plate on the car, the police car, that is one for work. That is where I suggest.
Absolutely.
You know? I suggest.
And whatever you can find to report it to. The public defenders are very, very strong about that mustn't happen. So let's work with the systems we have. And absolutely, but that should not happen and must be reported. We must fight for our own rights as well.
All right, give thanks, Mama. Give thanks.
Thank you very much, Mota.
Yes, that was Caroline Gomes. She is a medical doctor and a human rights activist. You know, so I'm going to make the program take up corona talking again. You know, last night we deal with the corona. When we really want to deal with this, go beyond the corona now and talk about food and food safety and what should be happening now as individuals, especially people who don't find themselves in a whole heap of land. We always, from the program start, this program, we always been pushing that backdoor, backyard farming is something that can alleviate a whole heap of problem. And we see a whole heap of youth take it serious. Many youths call me and say, boy, Muta, why you make me do something I know? I'm really glad to see me do it. So we want to continue this reasoning that food security, no more than ever, is more important than anything else for our survival. But we have a but tonight. We know about people that do them little backyard thing, but you have farmers out there who are dealing with acres of pop chow, acres of cabbage, thyme, tomato, scallion, and all these things. And we're going back to the government again. The government is not securing proper things that the farmers can use to put on them, to put in the soil and also put on the plant so as to make the food less susceptible to poison. We don't want the poison food to continue. It's useless. We are telling the people them to eat better and immune this and immune that, when we still have poison coming to the country for put on the food. And this government, with the Minister of Agriculture, seem to don't understand what we talk about when we say Roundup should not be used in Jamaica. There's too much genetically modified food coming into Jamaica. In the place them will sell seeds and them something there. And them not curtailing these seeds. Because we hardly can find our seed again. It's like a gem when you find our seed, and that we see trickle down into the ganja thing. Even into the ganja business. When them used to say Jamaica have the best ganja. The reason why Jamaica was known in a them time there, outside of Rasta, is the good ganja that we produce. But now, it's becoming a problem for the Jamaican type of ganja to be marketed, because you have to have as you talked to Abridging last week, Bali, you have to have a specific way to do the plant that is un-Jamaican. Un-Jamaican, if there's such a word. Now the food, and we are talking to the farmer them, you know. We know not talk about big yield and quick. Big yield and quick. That is what people are talking about, no, big yield and quick. In other words, now, you want the food come quick, and you want a bigger yield so that you can carry it, go to the market or sell it on the roadside and say it's food you sell. But listen to me. A whole heap of the food that is coming out of the earth in a Jamaica now is slow poisoning the people them. Nobody wants to look on that. Nobody wants to look on what is it that is in the food that the farmer use before it reach your table. The lettuce, the pop chow, the onion, the scallion, all of these vegetables, and the things them that them spray upon the food that don't just get away where you hear an advertisement around about the banana thing where them have there. It's not just you spray something upon the food and then when rain come it wash away. No. It go inside of the food, and as long as that when rain come it wash in the soil. We need to take a stock of it. The government need the radar, the people them who in a radar, them not have no idea of planted food without them foolishness there. It seems as if them don't know nothing about nothing more than where in a them textbook. You can't plant food off of them textbook there again. I'm telling you that. You have to go back to how we used to plant food. We didn't know when to plant the food, that these certain things don't take it up. I didn't know, say, you have certain things that we can put on the food that will help to facilitate what them call fertilizing the food. A whole heap of people now start to say them I eat properly. But I want to tell them, say, maybe on the late. Maybe on the late with the eating properly, you know. I mean, I damn no one spirit, you know. But the reality is a reality. Because I will bring in Rasta in the argument again. Years ago, when Rasta did I say eat properly, there wasn't so much technologically advanced things to put on food so that you can get a bigger yield and you don't have to use the same seed again because it don't have no seed and all them something there. I cut some fruit and I say it don't have no seed in there and them something there. At those times, technology wasn't so advanced, so you could have get the good food out of the ground. Now all the things set up in a Jamaica here so now. You could have talk about your plant food, like your plant vegetables now, because you want to eat some vegetable and, you know, you have to get chlorophyll and, you know, you have to get your fruits and this, and, you know, you have to get your vitamin C every morning and you squeeze your orange and all them something there. You go to the market and you buy 2 dozen orange and squeeze it out and all these things, not knowing, say, the people them who plant it. The people them who plant, that's why it's so important now that as much as you can plant for yourself, you plant it. And the people them plant the food with all these Monsanto, this and the round that this and the this and the that and put on the food. And you get sick. And right now, a whole heap of people are get sick. A whole heap of people are get sick. And it's not corona kill them. And it's not corona make them sick. All sort of clogging up a going in them system. That them have to force in them the old white rice where come from foreign. You know, see? Because you can't tell Jamaican people about a different rice. Some of them now want to eat the brown rice because them say it look too dirty. Same thing with whole wheat flour. We now push whole wheat flour, but a whole heap of Jamaican yam dumpling. And them now tell the people, them say, don't eat, don't go buy no white flour in the shop. Me ask the Jamaican people, me know I'm not going to say this and say that, but flour price drop, I can't what me say. The flour price drop. Don't go in at the store or the supermarket or in your grocery shop. Go ask, you know, sell you a pound of flour and them just give you the white flour. Refuse it. Refuse it like how you refuse the vaccine. That me I say. Because you use your kitchen to be a poison shop. The gunman will shoot you out the road and you deliberately carry poison in your kitchen for to kill you. We need to take a stock of it. We need to take a stock of where you carry going in your kitchen. What you go over the counter and you buy. A pound of this and a pound of that, and you go down on the market and you buy this and the tomato them were in a market, they will have no taste again. And you can't know that because you have certain tomato, when you eat it, it come like salt in it. Yes. You can't know calalo, good calalo. You stay around at the back of your yard and smell the calalo, cook, and you don't put no scallion and you don't put no onion and thyme in there. You just smell the calalo, you know, say, yes, a calalo that. And most Jamaican people name calalo, especially on Sunday morning, man name calalo. I don't know about now, but when we come up, a calalo and green banana, my mother used to cook a Sunday morning. And right now, the calalo them, when you see the calalo them are grow, it's like you say, oh, the calalo them stay, so the start them look like Jack could have climbed it. Yes, the way the start thick. And it's not organic fertilizer them I use. It's the same full thing. We have the pies in there where people in America sue companies and get millions of dollars because it causes certain cancerous things in them body and them prove in a court. Them prove it in the court say it's the rounder and the this and the that cause it and get millions of dollars. But by that time them family dead. And the government no business. The government make deal with these companies. We bring in a certain quota amount of poison coming out of the country. And we, like a sheep, led to the slaughter. We go inside our store and have a question nothing. Jamaican people don't like read label. We must read label. May I say that? No care how fine the label is, put on your glasses and go in at the light, turn on your phone and look at the label. Read the label when you go buy food because it's very important to know what is in the food. Just like how people are saying they not take the vaccine because they don't know when I. You not take the vaccine because you don't know when I. Yet still, you yam food where you don't know where in the tin or where in the bottle or where in the package. Yeah, we're there again. We'll talk about the planting of food and how the poison is rampant in our food here right now. You know, sometimes your belly hurt, you just feel away and you try to figure out a way you eat. And the first thing happens when people start to feel away and I say, when me eat though, I go to toilet so I just do this. It's true. It's where you eat. It's where you really eat. I mean, I say that, I mean, we know some of the people that can do that much, but what is the purpose of government? What is the purpose of government? If them are bringing things into the island and make deal with people are foreign for bring poison to the island, and them know say a poison, them know say it's poison them are bringing to the island. You know what I say? Them is like the cocaine traffic of them. I mean, I say, you send the poison there in the agricultural place through rod and them thing there. And then when people them go in there and say, what, tell me something. What I can buy, forget this or forget a yield or insect and yam out the plant, then what I can get for spray upon them. And you go sell them some chemical where, you know, them where you don't even know it's where the chemical make up of. And we know so you have ways of making organic fertilizer, and you actually have some people who have produced organic fertilizer in Jamaica. You have people who have produced organic fertilizer in Jamaica. We don't need to go to, the government can invest and pump money in these companies who are trying them best to make organic fertilizer here. Use the money with them. Hey, what do them people, man? What do them? Why them behave like say them not have no sense? And people are rally around them like say, yeah, you know, them are government, so they must know what them are doing. Them don't know what them doing. Them don't know what them doing. Them is confused and mix up. Because the two main things them don't affect Jamaica is like them is going either and either and becoming autocratic in them doings, autocratic, not taking advice or anything. As you can hear the sister talk about a while ago say, them not listening. Them just doing what them are do. And I just remember say I did hear Tufton talk about the contact tracing, you know, right now is not the main thing. You understand? We have to figure it out, you know. And the people them have to figure out them life. You understand? Because if them now do what them supposed to do, you must do what you supposed to do for yourself. That is really where I go on. You supposed to do what you are do for yourself. Okay. Yes, it's that time again when we present African names. And as we say, even though you have a European name, you know, people in Jamaica always say them want another name, you know. And you can't use one of them. So we're going to start with the male. First name is Yaya, Y-A-H-Y-A. Yaya means God's gift. God's gift. Seito, S-E-I-T-U. Seito means artist. Tupanele, Tupanele, T-U-P-O-N-I-L-E, Tupanele, means we are saved. We are saved. Zobiri, Z-U-B-E-R-I, means strong. Strong. So that's Yaya, Y-A-H-Y-A, means God's gift. Seito, S-E-I-T-U, means artist. Tupanele, T-U-P-O-N-I-L-E, means we are saved. And Zobiri, Z-U-B-E-R-I, means strong. The female names, Andito, A-N-D-I-T-O, Andito, means great goddess, Andito. Kilolo means, K-I-L-O-L-O, means youthful. Nalongo, N-A-L-U-N-G-O, Nalongo means beautiful. And Nsenga, N-S-E-N-G-A, Nsenga means womanly delight. So that's Andito, A-N-D-I-T-O, means great goddess. Kilolo Kilolo means youthful. Nalongo, Nalungo means beautiful. And then Singa, Nsenga, means womanly delight. That is your names for today. Yes, I know why your name. It's just simple. So we are talking about the poison and trying to heal yourself at this time of madness and craziness, and how difficult it might be to heal yourself given the kind of food that is available to you. And the kind of food that is available to you is poisonous. Yes, poisonous. You know, we might think, say, because we are vegetarian, we get way. But there's so much poison now that is sprayed on these vegetables that is in the vegetable. Okay, you wash it. That become part of the vegetable. That when you eat it and something happens to you, most of the time you don't know what happened to you. And trust me, you don't want to go to the doctor, go tell the doctor that your belly hurt you in this time of COVID. Because if you go to the doctor and say your belly hurt you, you're going to hear say you have COVID. So you really don't want to go get an evaluation from doctors nowadays. Because you go to the hospital and you say you eat something and your belly hurt you. I'm going to tell you, say, no, but your belly hurt you because you have COVID. You so start hear people afraid to talk through phone because they're going to get COVID. The voice is too near the person in their ears. So we need to associate our eating habits with how the food is grown. And I will probably don't do that. We don't figure out, say, our eating habits must be totally related to how the food is grown, that it can reach the table. Because we don't care about that and them don't allow us to care about that. Just like how I say, most black people, Jamaican, don't go in a place and read label with the on the buckle. We're in the something where me a drink. We're in the something where me a carry and go give me picnic. Whole heap of people don't do that. You hear a whole heap of people that say, yeah, but you think I'm going to make them joke me and I don't know when I the vaccine. All the while you take tablet, you never know when I the tablet. All the while you take vaccine, you never know when I the vaccine. All of a sudden you want to know when I the vaccine, yeah? Because you're skeptical. But you want to know. You carry something in your house that you feel say is sufficient unto itself. And you take down sick. And you probably take down sick too. And you don't know is what. You have to really check your body nowadays. Yeah, man, you have to see what is it that is making your body go so or go so. Why you need, when your belly hurt you, why your belly hurt you. When you got a bathroom, you know, the kind of things where you pass out, why is it staying that way? You know, when you urinate, white, yellow, white, blue, white, green, white, gold. You have to figure out all of these things nowadays, you know. Because it is not good to keep going to doctor nowadays. Me I tell you that. That's why all people don't want to go get no COVID test. And don't want to go get no flu because you see all this flu thing we are going around here so now. And you say you have flu. When you have nothing to do with COVID because I can't tell them the flu is something go around regular. And them I tell them if you go take vaccination, what the hell them talking about? You think so you're going to make nobody joke me two times with two different, with the same thing. Yeah, the old man said something a while ago, which he said, if you did get flu regular and them something every year, the possibility of your immune system will be built up against COVID. But you don't want to go take 2 vaccinations. You don't even want to take 1. You know, I take one, much less two. I know they have two advertisements on the radio I run. Two advertisements. One about flu and one about COVID. Enough is enough, man. We can't take it. We can't take it. You understand? Trust me. Enough is enough. Because I don't remember taking no vaccine for flu. I mean, when I little picnic, you know, all the vaccination when me get when I pick me supposed to be immune to a building that fall down on me. A building supposed to drop on me and me not get sick, me not feel no way, I not no broke. The amount of vaccine and the amount of this and that when me get open to when me a pick me. You understand? We need to figure it out. Yes. And you need to move away sometime from making the government try to figure it out for you. You know, see, that's why we are talking about plant something, joke something in the soil. No, I'm going to take the joke from the hospital, but joke something in the soil. Mother Earth no feel away when you joke her. You know, see, she now get no blood clot. Simple. Mother Nature, as a matter of fact, Mother Nature love when you joke her. You know, see it. And the only time she get blood clot is because you put something in her where she not recognize fully. It's not that you going to do her nothing, you know, because you can't make Mother Earth weep and moan, you know. Because when she ready for ball out, trust me, you have to run. So we need to know, say, well, boy, right now, Mother Earth, we're going to juke you today, you know. And we know, say, now we're getting a blood clot. So, since we know that, we're going to just keep joking you. We know we're afraid of the joke them. Rightfully, afraid of the joke them. We need to plant. We need to put something in the ground, okay, how small it is. If it's even a leaf fever grass. Because fever grass easy for grow, you know. Fever grass easy for grow. You know, I forget the whole green part, you know. All you have to do is get the root of the fever grass and chuck it. And couple weeks, couple months after you see fever grass, like wow. Like wow. And you know fever grass are good and nice tea. Nice tea. And you don't have to buy it. You don't have to go in a shop, go buy tea bag and tea this and tea that. Because they must have the tea bag in there, so yes, you can use it, but it's nice when you know so you can go in the back of your yard or go in a little pot and pick out some fever grass or some peppermint or some mint and just go boil it in the morning. You know, see it and sip it. And you know, say, yes, it tastes different. It tastes different when it comes from your little backyard. From your little pot where you have by your veranda. It tastes totally different. Trust me, I tell you that. I tell you that. Experience. Me experience it. I know what I say. When you plant all a callaloo, and you cut the callaloo, you don't put nothing on it, and you cut the callaloo all a Sunday morning. And the nicest callaloo. And it can be the nicest callaloo, you know, but it's true psychologically, you're imprinting on your mind. So watch out. You feel good for go call some people and show them say you're a callaloo, you know. Yes, you feel good, you get a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose. And the whole of we need now some sense of purpose. The whole of us need some sense of purpose. That is what we are searching for right now. What is all of this? What is happening? Why is it happening? You know, see it? We all are searching for the answers. Because there's more questions to be asked than the answers that will be given. And a whole lot of people is trying to answer and answer and answer. Yes, the answer is within you. And you have to answer it. And you have to know which way you want to turn and which way you pick them, which you going to make it pick them turn. You understand? You can't just drop your hand and say, boy, I may give up. No. Give up where? No, give up in I. You have to continue the journey. You have to make sure, say, it's proper that we are talking about. Yes, we're still there with you. Trust me, we're still there. All right. So, we want the people to know, say, this Saturday is the legendary artist named Derek Morgan birthday. We want to heal up Derek Morgan, you know. from 1940 until now. And him still a go on with it. The scam man. Them man, every time they do festival of Europe, man, trust me. You believe a tiger, a yellow man, or elephant man up on stage or Capitan when them man ready for make people jump up out of their seat and dance to ska. The original Jamaican music where you know have no ska band in Jamaica again, but if you go to Europe, enough of them there. So we want to heal up Derek Morgan. Yes, we want to heal up Derek Morgan, who for Earth Day is Saturday. And I'm going to be 81 years old. I tell you, 81 years old.